From the beginning of time, his love remains the same. So let me tell you, the love
28 minutes on to 7 o'clock.
never.
The love of the Lord never ever lets you down.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
Jesus is the way to wash away your sin, my dear. So take up your
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How do you do? How are you this morning?
lay down your burden and follow. Confess your sins now and follow. Let's follow him, follow him. The love of the Lord will never let you down, I know. But be sure to place your feet on solid ground.
Hope you had yourselves a wonderful night
Wash away your sins.
and that you're up and ready for the challenges of today.
Cause my
Today's got its own set of challenges, you know that.
love of the Lord will never let you down.
Yeah, that's the way it is.
But be sure to place your feet on solid ground. Oh yeah, Jesus is the way to wash away your sins. So take up your cross, my friends, and follow him.
Good morning to you, Yulin Alexander.
The Lord will never let you down.
How do you do, Yulin? You alright? What's the weather like up there, girl? It's cold, yeah? It's cold. Bloody hell, it's cold, man. Yeah, Grenada, it's... You know, yesterday evening, you know, based on where I was, you know, when I looked around and, you know, the breeze was coming in and, you know, it's cold, man. For Grenada standard, it's really cold. Yeah, but I guess the Christmas breeze still around. The northeast streets coming down. Yeah, nonetheless, you know, we ain't got no snow here, man. We got warm days, a bright, brilliant sunshine. Yesterday was a bit rainy. But other than that, all is well. Yolan Swan says, good morning. Blessings, everyone. Mr. Joseph, good morning to you. Have a productive day, one and all. Nothing else, Mr. Joseph. Jesus is the way. Amen. Of course. No ifs and buts about that. Sylvina Charles, good morning, innocent. Have a blessed day. And everyone tuned in at this time, let's be obedient to God's word. Nice. Catherine Phillip, good morning, Catherine. It's freezing here. Where are you, Catherine? Where are you? Okay, so Yulin says the weather is cold and snowy. That's a cat in Carriacou, huh? Snowy and girl. Yeah. Morning to you, Richard Benjamin. How are you doing this morning? Well, before we go any further, I'd like to say happy birthday to a Grenadian stalwart, the Honorable Victor Ashby. Today is your birthday. Well, happy birthday from the entire home circle. Of course, wifey. Yeah, I know she's going to make the day special for you, man. No garden today, all right? No going up to Mount Agnes looking at lettuce, something like that. Today is a day to relax and reflect and look forward. What you'll do with the other 15 years of your life, because you turned 15 today, all right? Happy birthday to you, man. Also want to say happy birthday to WPC 773 Tamika Kalist. Today's your birthday, Tamika. Enjoy it to the fullest. You've got greetings coming from your uncle all the way in Aruba. Yeah. Nice. Sandra Fraser, good morning. Blessings. Morning, Sandra. Small accent, Sally Ann and the home circle. Good morning to you all. Good morning, Tanti Marcy and Kisha and Khalid. Good morning. Hope you all are doing fine. Yep. All the police officers of the nation. Inspector Leon McQuinn, my friend, good morning to you. Continue doing what you do best. Yeah, an exemplary leader as he leads the St. Paul's police station, you know. The community is talking, man. Scott the King. Good morning, Scott. How you doing? Yeah, you see, that man is a brilliant man, boy. I like how he integrating with the community and talking, and that's the way to go. The police and the community has to go hand in hand. I wish they will take that prototype from you, Mr. McQueen, and let it go to the other stations. Yeah, maybe they can use you as a pioneer for that. Show them what community policing is all about. Commissioner Don McKenzie and your executive team, good morning. Deputy Commissioner Vanny Corwin, good morning to you, sir. The entire rank and file of the RGPF reaching out and say good morning to the folks at Point Salines or Maurice Bishop International Airport. Maurice Bishop International Airport. Yeah, good morning to you. All the folks at SGU, good morning. How do you do? Nice. The Small Animal Clinic. Good morning to Dr. or Vet Winchester. Yeah, Dr. Winchester, she's a vet. Yes. All the way from Tobago. Naomi Winchester. Good morning to you, Naomi, also. Timon and the team. Nice. Okay, now the word of the day, it is a noun, it is a naming word today, and it's a simple word. It's a word that is relatively old-fashioned and informal, but yet for all, it's still in use. That word is bunkum. Bunkum. B-U-N-K-U-M. Yeah, B-U-N-K-U-M. And bunkum is an old-fashioned and informal word that refers to foolish or insincere talk or ideas. Bunkum. Whenever I reach this segment of the day, Clyde Belfont comes to mind. May his soul rest in eternal perfect peace, man. Haven't heard anything about funeral arrangements as yet. Now, bunkum, like I said, is an old-fashioned word, an informal word, old-fashioned and informal word that refers to foolish or insincere talk or ideas. Here's how we can use it in the sentence. As usual, the politician let out a load of bunkum during his speech. Who's a politician they're talking about, boy? Or is it politician in general? 90% of the times. Alright, innocent behave. Don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there. Pastor Rodney, good morning to you. In charge of the St. David Police Station, good morning. Fen and family up there in the Mohai, good morning, good morning, good morning. Kelisha and her family. The folks inside of Corinth and St. David, good morning. Bonsoir, bonjour, buenos dias, guten morgen. And I could tell you in Ukrainian too, not Ukrainian, but Turkish. Good night then. Morning, AJ. Alright, it's time for me to say good morning to Nadisha and the folks on that side of the vineyard. Nadisha and the folks inside of Cafe, Croshu, Latant, Pomrose, Bacalet, Mama Can, Munich, Hope. Good morning, all those of you. Good morning, good morning. Kitty Cat, how are you doing this morning? Hope you're doing fine. How is Alwyn? I haven't seen him in a while. The thought of the day, don't see others as doing better than you. Beat your own records every day and you will surely find success. Remember, success is a fight between you and yourself. Always strive to be a better person than you were yesterday. That's my aim. Gone are the days when I do things to please people and get recognition and accolades from people. I'm just trying to be a better person than I was yesterday. Might not always get it right because there are so many obstacles in the way. There are so many people out there whose main purpose and focus in life is to ensure that you fail. You understand what I'm saying? Some of them have a little position and you have to go through them to get certain things done, and they just adamant in ensuring that you're not going to succeed. Not today. Innocent, not today. Run, not today. Susie, not today. I'm going to squeeze you as hard as I can because I cannot go forward myself. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, and sometimes for no obvious reason, out of just sheer malice and spite and vindictiveness and, oh my goodness, a whole plethora of words to describe these dream stealers and killers. Don't let them stop you, alright? So remember that. Don't see others as doing better than you. Beat your own records every day and you will surely find success. Remember, success is a fight between you and yourself. Win that fight. Yeah, win. Good morning to you, Auntie Winifred Hancock. How do you do? You alright? Aunt Stella, good morning to you too. The folks inside of Castine. Mr. Balwant and family. The folks on the other side by Ponderosa there. How do you do? Munlong, good morning. Good morning, good morning. All right, buzzing this morning, the Chief Justice of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court, Dame Janice M. Pereira, she disclosed plans to make more use of technology within the legal system, and artificial intelligence, or AI, is on that list. Like everything else, it has its pros and its cons. I ain't too trust it, you know. I think they will replace humans. Mr. Jarvis Dabrio, good morning to you and the team from CSERT. All right, now, would Cayman 6 be allowed to perform in Grenada? That's the question weighing on the minds of some Grenadians, citing this as a potential threat, given his alleged involvement in recent acts of violence. Following up on the Trinidad news, boy, so many attempts at his life and his team. And he's like a cat, you know, he's getting away all the time. So I don't know, you know, there's one school of thought that's saying, you know, gangs in Trinidad could send up some of the henchmen to, you know, deal with him, get rid of him while he's in Grenada. That is not a good thing, you know. I'm saying we ain't want that, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, let the chips fall where they may. Let me see who else is on Facebook this morning. I have a guest this morning, man of the cloth. Pastor will be with me this morning. Rachel Cummings, good morning, Grenada. Blessed morning. Please send up some sun for us in New York. It's freezing cold today. Not New York, all you like. Why all you didn't choose the orange? Why all you choose the big apple instead? Choose orange. Orange has more acidity in it, so... Petruna Ellis, I love that quote. Which quote? I know what quote you're talking about. Veronica Sandy says, good morning, Gordon and St. Joseph, Grenada, GB and everyone. Blessed day to all. Razum, Lamour in St. Patrick. And you have a Lamour in St. Patrick too, so it's not that one. Lamour in St. George. Good morning to my brother from another mother, Razum Batiste and family. Darissa, Aki, Karim, Jahim, Nika, everybody. Mommy, good morning. All right. Monica Mayrose Williams. Good morning, Mr. Joseph. Good morning, Mama Khan. Yeah, Mama Khan is always in the building. Alison Cox Osblond. Good morning, Innocent. We have very, very cold, freezing, lots of snow. All I need is some red syrup to make snow cold. Blessings, my fellow Grenadians. Only like that, you know what I mean? With everything, progress comes, you know, it has some challenges, you know. Good morning, Mr. Joseph. Have a great day, so says Jillian McIntyre. Good morning, y'all from cold Northern Virginia. Have a blessed day, everyone. Yulin says happy birthday to Mr. Ashby as well. Yulin Swan, Mr. Joseph, I said so to my grandchildren. It's very cold. I am feeling it. I only came from New York yesterday. What? Yolan, you bring back some snow? Good morning, Gordon. Good morning, Grenada. Beautiful people. All right. So Catherine is in New York. Folks, we've got to take that break. We've got to do the AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather here. West Indies, boy. West Indies, 188 all out. But Shamar Joseph kicking up a storm, getting a very, very good wicket on his first delivery. Yeah, in case you'll hear more about that in the sports news. Those of you on the television platform, we've got a rebroadcast of last evening's television news. Stick and stay with us. The AM edition is up next.
need someone to help you to your feet. I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. Oh, I'll be right next to you. No, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands. We got everything we need. 'Cause you can look to me whenever you're in need. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide. The light that shines our way. Wherever your road leads, we'll be right there with you. Wherever your road leads, we'll make your dreams come true. Next side, next side, next side, right next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Thanks for joining us. The second police operation in less than 10 days in the ghetto led to the confiscation of ammunition and people in police custody. Christina John has been following this latest development.
Police unearthed more than spent shells Tuesday morning as officers from various police departments mounted an operation in an area known as the Ghetto on the Carnage St. George. According to Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of crime, Vanny Kerwin, a quantity of ammunition was retrieved and 2 people detained. This follows last Saturday's report of approximately 26 gunshots heard within the space of 1.5 hours. This left some residents in the nearby communities traumatized and calling for police intervention. In an interview with our news team Tuesday, following the police operation, ACP Kerwin said law enforcement will not allow the gun culture to take root in the country.
We're becoming very concerned with the gun culture that we are seeing in Grenada. And as law enforcement, we do not hope that it will take root. We do not want it. We're not going to allow it to take root. We are intended to stamp it out as quickly as we can. So the operation this morning was in response to, as you said, the gunshots that we have heard in the last couple of weeks. It might seem as though we reacted a little bit slow, but investigation is based on intelligence. And sometimes, what is expedient to the public is not necessarily expedient to us. We know what we're doing. We wait for the intelligence. We wait for the information, and then we act. So we acted this morning in response to that, because the intention is to rid our streets of the illegal guns that we are seeing. 2 persons are in custody associated with the operations this morning. As the day unfolds, we will know what the charges for them are going to be, and they certainly will have their day in court to answer whatever charge that may be preferred against them.
The officer, though not providing much details, said items were also recovered.
I know some ammunitions were confiscated. I don't know all of the details yet. As you would appreciate, this operation has just wrapped up. I'm yet to be totally briefed on it, but I do have some preliminary information. I want to be certain before I make any remarks in terms of what were actually confiscated. So I'll wait for the official report to determine what exactly we found on that operation this morning.
Speaking to a resident of the Carnage, he is of the opinion that police and civilians, especially young people, should have a better relationship rather than the taboo of police and bad boys.
And grown-ups need to come together and try and reach out to the youths. But the thing is, as elders as well, we don't reach out to the youths. We dismiss their concerns. Like they troublesome, they bandit, and we never try with them. So that is a problem, because I remember when we was growing up, the police was our guardian, as well as being a police officer, because they would have come and talk to us. That is why I stayed away from criminality. Because of that reason. That is why the way I am at the moment is because of the old school police officers who entrench that behavior. If they was to say, you know what, you do this, 2 strikes, 3 strikes out, they would find things for you to do. You was engaged. Now the police don't engage. Everybody watching you like he's a bad man police and he's a bad boy on the street. No reaching out.
To this, ACP Kerwin had this response.
But we do have a number of programs that have rolled out in 2023 and more that will continue to showcase itself in 2024 in terms of bridging the gap between our young people and the police. Because we realize that most of our crimes are committed by young people. And we do not want to just play the reactive role of waiting to arrest. We want to be proactive in what we do. We are engaging in preventative policing rather than reactive policing, ways arrest and court, as opposed to ensuring that our young people do not get entangled with the law in the first place.
Christina John, GBN News.
Autopsy results clear up speculation surrounding the death of Curtis Fraser. Christina John has another report.
Autopsy results revealed that Curtis Fraser died as a result of asphyxiation. Fraser's unresponsive body was discovered by officers of the Royal Grenada Police Force in an area known as Old Road in Marigot, St. John on January 2nd. According to police reports, around 11 a.m., officers attached to the Western Division responded to a report of an incident at Marigot, St. John, in which a female was allegedly stabbed. On arrival, they observed a man lying unresponsive on the ground. No obvious marks of injury were seen on his body, and he was later pronounced dead by a medical doctor. GBN was informed by Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of crime, Vanny Kerwin, that the actual cause of Fraser's death was asphyxiation.
We've had an autopsy. We don't usually give out cause of death, but in this case, we were told that by the pathologists that the cause of death was asphyxiation, meaning that there was some sort of hanging, constriction of the airway. That investigation is still continuing.
The deceased was a resident of Rose Hill in St. Patrick. According to ACP Kerwin, no one has been arrested, and police are continuing their investigation. A determination as to the next move, he said, will be made in the coming week.
We have not yet determined whether or not it's going to be a coroner's inquest. We have not arrested or charged anybody yet. We are still investigating because we need to bring some sort of finality. Now that we have the postmortem, our investigation was fast-tracked by that. So I'm sure that in the next week or two, we will determine where we are going, whether or not we're going to submit for a coroner's inquest on the advice of the DPP and the coroner, or whether or not we have evidence at all that we can charge anybody.
Christina John, GBN News.
Now, in an exclusive interview with my colleague, Rena Thomas, renowned surgeon Dr. Timothy McKinney voiced his surprise and disappointment regarding the surge of negative reviews on social media pertaining to his surgeries.
In an exclusive interview with GBN, renowned surgeon Dr. Timothy McKinney voiced his surprise and disappointment regarding the surge of negative reviews on social media pertaining to his surgeries. Addressing the claims, Dr. McKinney adamantly asserted that there is no truth to the criticism being circulated online.
Unfortunate that there's I'll go back to the beginning. One, I've never been part of social media. I've never paid attention to it. And this is the first time in my life that I'm actually seeing all this. But it's a little suspicious when you see every single thing that's in these social media hits. There isn't a single one that has anything positive to say. The two comments that were in there that were rather horrific. One was in 2021. My office had been closed for almost 5 years. So how did that happen? In 2018, again, I was closed. So how did it happen? I don't know. I had 25,000 plus patients in my career. I can guarantee I have never heard anything really disparaging through it.
The McKinney Foundation for Women's Health officially opened its doors to Grenadians on January 9th. Funded initially by Dr. McKinney with aims to bring volunteer medical professionals to offer care and perform surgeries, while also training local health workers in urogynecology and pelvic floor skills. The clinic will provide a range of minimal invasive gynecological and urogynecological surgeries and preventative care services operating from the GIDC Frequenty compound. It is envisioned that the clinic will evolve into a self-sustained program offering paid services for locals to support its operations and partnering with the St. George's University students and local for continuous services. With a collaborative and educational approach, the initiative aims to address and resolve challenging health issues faced by women in Grenada. The surgeon urged patients to reach out directly with concerns rather than relying solely on social media platforms. He acknowledged the power of online reviews, but stressed the need for a balanced and informed perspective. During the interview, Dr. McKinney expressed his dedication to providing quality care and emphasized the importance of considering the full context and stressed the need for a balanced and informed perspective.
I mean, I'm doing this as a something that's supposed to be very good and positive for Grenada. Add on to it, and your social media has its life of its own. Hopefully, in time here, people will realize that it's far from the truth.
Dr. McKinney is determined to maintain transparency and engage with patients constructively, addressing any genuine issue that may have contributed to negative feedbacks. Rena P. Thomas, GBN News.
The news, the January Assizes opened with a brief ceremony in St. George today, shedding light on the continued backlog of cases. We hear more in this Nisha Paul report.
87 out of the 94 matters on the January Assizes list have been traversed from the September 2022 Assizes, which saw the completion of only 27 out of the 116 matters that were down for adjudication. The continuous traversing of cases underscores the magnitude of the challenge faced by the courts. The new Assizes list comprises 7 new matters, 20 homicides, 14 non-fatal offenses against a person, and 37 cases of a sexual nature. This is the first time in a long time that sexual offenses account for less than 50% of cases on the Assizes list. A new criminal judge in the person of His Lordship, Justice Sean Innocent, will preside over the St. George's No. 2 High Court, which is scheduled to resume trials next Monday. Justice Innocent's appointment aims to alleviate the burden on a senior resident judge, Madam Justice Paula Guilford, who presides over the St. George's No. 1 High Court and has been single-handedly holding the fort since the retirement of Madam Justice Victoria Charles Clark in March 2022. The St. George's No. 1 High Court is scheduled to resume on February 2nd with arraignments. Long-standing criminal defense attorney Anslem Clouden is among those who have consistently voiced concerns over what has been termed an administrative delay, leading to a significant backlog of cases.
I have unrelentlessly advocated for an additional judge having regard to the backlog of cases. Well over 260 cases, backlog, about 34 prisoners on remand awaiting trial, and some of them may very likely be innocent. So that we welcome the addition of a judge. He has come like a joyous daybreak to both criminal defense attorneys and prisoners on remand. I think our Chief Justice should be complimented, and we should all offer our gratitude and thanks that she has moved with such alacrity.
Meanwhile, outgoing Chief of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court, ECSC, Her Ladyship, Dame Janice Pereira, has acknowledged the delay issue. However, she stressed the court's dependence on financial support from governments to reduce delays and clear the backlog.
The reduction of delays and ultimately the backlog of cases before the court depends heavily on the financial support the court receives from the various governments. Publicly laying blame at the court for delays without asking the hard question about what resources have been provided to enable proper and efficient functioning of the court's system is, in my view, disingenuous, with the consequence of undermining the very justice system to which we must all look for the protection and vindication of our rights and for promoting a peaceful state of existence.
She made one last plea on the subject matter in her final New Law Year address in St. George's last week, urging member governments to go beyond lip service and support the courts.
It is past time for turning words into deeds and truly accept that real investment in the judicial branch in all aspects of its work is an investment in our society and our countries overall.
Grenada is a member of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court, which is the superior court of record for member states of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, OECS. For GBN News, I'm Nisha Paul.
Rebecca Television Center, COVID-19 cases are on the increase again in Grenada. According to Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sean Charles, there were 7 confirmed cases recorded from November 27 to December 31, 2023. Dr. Charles said during the first week of 2024, from January 1 to 8, 17 cases were recorded. The ministry could not confirm if the latest COVID-19 variant of interest, JN1, is among any reported cases because the last time the reference lab at the Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARPHA, confirmed the type of COVID-19 variants in circulation was in September 2023. At that time, Omicron HH2 and Omicron XBB 1.16 were the variants. According to the World Health Organization, JN1 descends from variant BA 2.86, which is commonly referred to as Parola, and has an additional mutation in the spike protein. It has recently become the most widely circulating variant in the USA and France. As of January 2024, approximately 60% of cases in the United Kingdom are caused by JN1, first detected in Luxembourg in August 2023 and spread to numerous countries over the following months. Genetic sequencing showed it was significantly different from most previous versions of Omicron, and by November, it became apparent that JN1 was rapidly taking over. Political leader of the New National Party, Dr. Keith Mitchell, says a convention is not on the party's agenda at the moment. He says having a convention without organization makes no sense. Nisha Peters reports.
The New National Party has put to rest speculation surrounding the possibility of an imminent convention. Opposition leader Dr. Keith Mitchell on Monday's Beyond the Headlines said the party convention is not currently on the agenda. He noted that the decision for a convention lies solely with the party's executive.
I certainly would like to see a convention as soon as possible, but the executive of the party will make a decision on convention. Okay. That's what it has always been. Keith Mitchell is not the one. I have my views, but I am the executive of the party will certainly determine when it's totally ready for it to have a convention going forward. Okay.
The decision comes amidst growing interest and discussion within the political circles regarding potential changes in leadership. Mitchell said the party is working through the process of having a transition of leadership.
I have already said that to my members that when I see the time is right, I will certainly be taking a position accordingly. But I did say so about the last election because I expected that we will win. In fact, probably if we had won, this session we have in there might have been an item saying the date, exact date I'm going. But as serious pundits in the politics in the region have said to me, boy, it's much easier to have a transition to leadership when you are in power than when you're in opposition. And therefore we are working through the process that one day that decision will be made.
The NMP has been an influential force in shaping the political landscape of Grenada, and the opposition leader aims to maintain stability and unity within the party during this period of opposition. Dr. Mitchell stated that he will continue to play a role in the development of NMP and the country as a whole.
As long as I have life and I have physical wellness and so on, that I am going to play a role in the development of my party and my countries. So whether I'm in an exact position, that should not be the key factor. I've given, as you just said, 40 years of my life and so on. And so I would say the time will come when we'll do what we have to do.
The opposition leader underscored the importance of unity and cohesion while also acknowledging the importance of periodic evaluations and strategic planning. Nisha Peters, GBN News.
Meanwhile, members of the opposition New National Party have accused the government of not including them in Monday's independence pinning ceremony, despite a promise to include them. A release on Monday evening from the opposition read in part, and I quote, "The latest instance of disregard is evident in a statement released by the Government Information Service, GIS, of a joint initiative where government and opposition members of Parliament would visit schools to distribute badges to students. Astonishingly, while ceremonies were conducted nationwide in schools, no opposition member received any information about this initiative. This and similar cases highlight a pattern of tactically using ministers of government and operatives of the National Democratic Congress to fulfill the official roles of parliamentary representatives, excluding elected opposition members. How does this behavior depict the theme chosen for this year's independence celebrations? One people, one journey, one future." Unquote. Government ministers distributed 58 independence pins to secondary school students on Monday under the theme 50. It's a big deal. Well, the reigning Calypso monarch isn't on the cast of artists for Grenada's 58th Independence Calypso competition. Christina John has that story.
Reigning Calypso monarch Kelly Klein, Rootsman Kelly, said he is disappointed he was not selected as one of the semi-finalists for the 2024 Independence Calypso competition.
Well, I was really looking forward to be part of the competition, as it's 50 years, I would have liked to compete among those guys who've been coming back in the competition after a long break, the ex-monarch and so forth, I think he would have been, I would have created added value to the show because, looking at the response I've been getting over the past couple of years, I think I could safely say without blowing my own trumpet that I'm one of the favorite Calypsonians in Grenada right now. So I think as a former monarch, a former 3 times monarch back-to-back, 2016, 2017, and 2018, I think I could have added a lot of value to the show.
Klein said although there was not a specific theme on which artists had to compose, he believes his rendition covered aspects of nationalism.
Well, I did, but there are even some of the lines in the song reflecting the theme. But apart from that, I had contacted those in authority, those organizers of the show, even before I started composing the song. I asked for the theme specifically. And I was told that there isn't any specific theme for this year's competition. Just sing a patriotic song about Grenada.
His song, Not the Time for That, released in the past week, has gained traction on social media platforms. The national monarch said the reviews have been overwhelming. Some of his fans are reportedly questioning the rationale for Rootsman Kelly not being selected.
The song speaks for itself. It's only yesterday I sent all these songs to persons on social media, WhatsApp and Messenger. And to be honest, I didn't get one single minute of sleep last night because I was getting texts constantly throughout the night. Right until daylight. People appreciate this song, they like this song. And when I mentioned that I wasn't part of this song, and they couldn't believe. People all out in the diaspora, people in Grenada, and most people can't really believe what happened. You know, I've been getting calls from other media houses requesting interviews as well, want to know why. I can't say why I was left out. You know, all I know that I saw the list come out, the list of the semi-finalists, and my name was not on it.
Adrian Mark, Acting Chief Cultural Officer in the Ministry of Culture, said the final decision rests with the judges, and he has no reason to challenge it.
Well, that was up to the judges. I was not there at the judging time, so the judges, I respect the judges' decision, and the judges came up with the 20 from the 60, and because I'm coordinator, I am satisfied. I don't query what the judges see at the night or at the day, you know, is what they come together. And it's 3 judges, is not one that is only one judge, so it looks subjective. We have 3 judges and they deliberate, I think, more than ever with the decision. So I cannot speak towards that, and I will never speak towards the final decision made by the judges.
Christina John, GBN News.
There's a saying sometimes that even the blind can see. This is made possible for people visually impaired through the introduction of Braille. See how the Resource Center for the Blind is celebrating World Braille Day through the GBN eyesore lens. Stay with us.
A good eye captures all. GBN eyesore is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Featured in tonight's eyesore is an informative video from the Resource Center for the Blind, saluting all Braille readers earlier this month on World Braille Day. 200 years of communication with Braille was celebrated on January 4th, 2024.
In this video, Mr. Ogilvy shows how to use a slate and stylus to write in Braille. Braille was invented over 200 years ago by French soldiers as a way to communicate in the dark during wartime. A slate is a small handheld tool that uses pressure to leave indentations in paper using the slate as its guide. Then the paper is flipped over and the Braille letters are revealed. Though it is an effective tool, it is not always efficient. Since Mr. Ogilvy is sighted, he uses a printed handout to guide his Braille lettering. Here are the letters he has brailled.
We have letter A, B, C, D, E, F, and G.
Communication evolved from simple slate and stylus, as shown in the video, to the more efficient Braille writer and emboss. We thank our citizen journalists for that submission. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp at 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Grenada, as we celebrate 50 years of independence.
I love my Grenada.
Made in Grenada presents the celebration of 50 years of Calypso.
Open me a little better night, honey.
One stage.
No, not so fast.
One show.
Music holding me, controlling.
Grenada's best Calypsonians performing Grenada's greatest hits.
Don't take it out.
Sunday, February 11th, 2024 at 6 p.m. sharp. Grenada National Stadium. More information coming soon.
When the DJ play Peter Humphrey, she raised her hand and she tell me, making no place sweeter than home.
Get ready, football fans. This is your invitation to the most thrilling football event to kick off the new year. Welcome to the Sandals GFA National Under-15 Tournament. The semi-finals are ready to ignite Montrouge Rouge playing field in Grenada, St. George, and you're invited to witness the excitement. Mark your calendars for Saturday, January 13th. The first electrifying match kicks off at 1 p.m. sharp, featuring the dynamic St. John Sport taking on Eagles Super Strikers. Feel the passion, witness the skill, and cheer for your favorites. But wait, there's more. At 3 p.m., the action continues with St. Andrews Football League clashing with the formidable GBSS FC. It's a battle of strategy, strength, and sheer willpower. You don't want to miss a single moment of this epic showdown. And then the grand finale. Join us again on Saturday, January 20th for the championship match. The stakes are higher and the excitement is at its peak. Best part, admission is absolutely free. Bring your friends, family, and every football enthusiast, you know it's a celebration of talent, teamwork, and the spirit of youth football. So are you ready to be part of the action? We'll see you at Montrouge Playing Field on Saturday 13th and Saturday 20th January for the Sandals GFA National Under 15 Tournament. Let the games begin.
Agritech Limited Grenada is your one-stop shop for all your farming needs. We provide seeds and seedlings, pesticides, fertilizers, irrigation and water management systems, veterinary products, and a wide range of agricultural products and implements. Our staff is knowledgeable and ready to serve you. Call us on 435-9677 or 440-4460 or visit us in Happy Hill, St. George. We are open Monday to Saturday, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Sundays, 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. Agritech Limited Grenada. Come grow with us.
Youth leaders and young people with big dreams, now is your time. We want you to be involved in Grenada's 50th anniversary of independence.
If you're between the ages of 14 and 30, you are invited to participate in the Youth Symposium. January 19th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Radisson Beach Resort.
We're bringing together the nation's sharpest young minds for a day of innovation, collaboration, and empowerment.
Registration is free, but space is limited. Visit the Grenada Tons 50 social media pages for the registration form or speak to your school's principal.
This is not just an event, it's a movement.
The Youth Symposium for Grenada's 50th independence. Let's make history together. Because in Grenada, I can, you can, we can.
Get ready to mark a historic milestone. It's the 50th anniversary of Independence Gala Cocktail and Dance, Saturday, 3rd February 2024 at the Crown Ballroom Radisson, starting at 7 p.m. for the all-inclusive cost of $500. All proceeds go towards the restoration of Government House. Secure your tickets now and be a part of history. Be there at the Radisson on February 3rd, 2024, hosted by Governor General Dame Cecile La Grenade.
Tickets available at Grenadian Optical, Melville Street and Grand Anse, the 50th Anniversary Independence Committee Secretariat on the Carnage, and online at gotofet.com.
Labukan Creative Center presents Redemption Time, a suspenseful and exciting drama set during the Grenada Revolution period, starring Sylvan McIntyre, Kathy and James, Aquino Romaine, Giselle Carrington, Samuel Gilvey, and Pianki Toussaint. Tickets from Gotofet, Grenadian Optical, Labukan, and St. Andrew's Pharmacy, $75. Friday 26th and Saturday 27th January, 8 p.m. Sunday January 28th, 6 p.m. at Labukan. Deluxe Cinema Grenville, Saturday February 3rd, 8 p.m. It's Redemption Time by Uriah Peters. Don't miss it.
All right, folks, it's 20 minutes after 7 o'clock. Welcome to the conversation this morning. I've got two sets of guests this morning, or two guests. The first one is Mr. Derek James, my good friend. You know him with PAN, but this morning he's not talking PAN. This morning he's talking in his capacity as the chairman of the St. George's Northeast 50-50 Celebrations Committee. Good morning, Mr. James. How are you?
Good morning.
Innocent, I'm fine, and I think it's the first time we're talking on air. So let me say Happy New Year to you and your listeners.
Yeah, thanks, and same to you, man. How was the holidays?
I can't complain. I'm still alive, and I had a good time with family and friends.
Lovely, lovely. Now, I'm seeing here you're the chairman of the St. George Northeast 50-50 Celebrations Committee. What is that committee all about, and how was it formed?
Well, in May of last year, I attended a funeral, and I was invited by Mr. Hugh Dollar to have a drink after the funeral. And at that gathering, the idea came up about recognizing some people from the Northeast, St. George Northeast.
Okay.
So as we're coming up for independence, we should recognize what they have done. So and do some activities in the Northeast to celebrate independence. And it is funny because the person funeral we attended to, the husband, of that person is one of the nominees. In fact, one of the persons who will be recognized for the contribution towards Northeast and the country as a whole. So I think it is something that we have decided since in May, and we launched it in that time. Met a couple times. Then we expanded the committee to include other people. And here we are just on the eve of our independence to mark that historic period for our people in the Northeast who has contributed significantly to the development of Grenada and Northeast.
Okay, so and 50-50.
Yes.
We had 10-10 and 20-20. Cricket, but 50-50, what is the 50-50 all about? I know it has something to do with the 50th celebration of independence, but what is the other 50 about?
Well, it also have 50 overs in cricket. Yeah. So
yeah.
But this one is the 50th anniversary of Grenada's independence, and 50 persons will be recognized. So we see that's 50 years of independence and 50 persons being recognized at that activity.
And the selection criteria, what did you use to select the 50 people?
Well, what we did, we placed collection boxes in every village, every community that is possible for us in the Northeast area, including, St. Paul's is divided into Southeast, St. George Southeast, and also St. George Northeast, including the St. Paul's community. So we placed these boxes and we asked the public, we publicized it, we asked the public to give us nominations for that exercise. So we got nominations from the public on that. And also some people of the committee, also speaking with people in the different villages, got names, and that is how we came up with it. In fact, it was a bit difficult to come up with 50 persons because we had a lot of nominations, a lot of people. But so it was difficult for us to really pin it down and bring it down to 50. Because if we look at Northeast, a lot of people would not know that Northeast have some people living outside of the Northeast that is from the Northeast. In fact, a lot of people will identify me as somebody from River Road, but I born in Northeast. I born in the Stone. In fact, I spent 3 years there, and then I went to River Road. So things like that. I mean, somebody like Kurt Strawn, as another example. I'm sure a lot of people don't know Kurt Strawn is from the Northeast. They would probably believe he's from Tantina or somewhere like that, So the history, this period will also bring out the history of the Northeast, and people will learn a lot about their people, what they have done to the development of this country.
And that committee that was formed, do you think it will have a lifespan outside of the 50-50 celebrations, the 50th anniversary celebrations? Is it a committee that will be ongoing, or it climaxes at the end of the celebration?
Well, no, we want to, and a lot of committee members have been clamoring for that. When we started, it was not about just the 50th anniversary, recognizing these people, but also to have some sporting activities, cultural activities throughout the year of independence. But what we would do, we hope that we will get more people to come in and see if this thing could be sustained, because lots of people over the years have done so much for Grenada, and Northeast in particular have done a lot for the Northeast. But if we stick with only this 50, a lot of people would not get the opportunity to be recognized. So we hope it will be sustained and we will be able to go on with this for a period of time. Some people may want to say, well, after this 50, I want to move on, but we want to make sure we get some other people to come in because there's a lot of interest to keep this thing going. So we want to make sure that we could bring in people to really sustain it.
And does the committee has a physical home so that you can say, okay, this is the office of the St. George Northeast 50-50 committee?
Well, no, not really. What we do is that we meet at Spice Basket all the time because the event will take place at Spice Basket. But we have a secretariat and someone uses their home for the secretariat. We have established a secretariat. So someone uses the home for the secretariat. We have a phone designated for this event, for the committee. And so we have tried our best to do the best we can to set up something so people could keep in touch. And we have been doing a great job in terms of getting the community involved, getting people to be in touch with us, reaching out to people and so on. So that little secretariat that we have created is really working for us.
That's wonderful. You're the chairman of that committee. Now, who are the other members of that committee?
Well, if I call names, I might leave out one or two, but people like Hugh Dolan.
Who are you talking about, Manikou?
Hugh Dolan.
The original Manikou?
Yes.
Morning, Mr. Manikou.
Nixon. We have people like Roy O'Neill. If I decide to call people at random right now, but we have a number of people, including Francis Paul and Laurel Bartholomew, Nola Bartholomew, and Jerry, and so on. So I want to say thanks to all these guys and them who have really spent a lot of time because we meet every week, twice a week, and sometimes it goes into some late hours. And I really want to thank all the members of the committee who has put out so much to help to see this thing come out to success. So, and now we're looking forward to the public now coming out. We have sent out invitations. And I also want to use this opportunity to thank the sponsors. What we did is that we reach out to the business and community and individuals from the Northeast to really support this event. And I want to use this opportunity to thank all the sponsors who came forward and helped us, and we're still looking forward to the rest of the sponsors who still pledge or want to make the contribution and so on. And sometimes you get the small man, the ordinary folks in the community and outside of the community who will say, well, look, I want to donate a plaque. I want to donate 2 plaques. And those people, we want to say thanks to them.
Okay. Now, where do you see the committee going in terms of longevity and so forth? Does that committee have a mission, to accomplish X by Y time and so forth?
No, our mission is really to celebrate the 50th anniversary of independence right now. But as I said earlier, there are people on the committee who believes that this thing should go on. And we have some young people that comes on the committee and so on. And so we hope that they could take it and continue this thing for some time. So those of us, the original members of this committee, we will do all we can to ensure that there is some longevity in this committee, because people want to do it, and we should give them the opportunity to do it. And that is something. This what we're doing. We do hope not just for the Northeast, St. George Northeast, but we hope other communities in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit-Matic will see this as an opportunity for themselves, for the people in the community to recognize their own. And this is what we would like to see, and that also will be part of our legacy, that we started something like that. And I've seen people in New York recognizing 50, called 50-50 also in New York. And I see St. Mark also doing something like that. And I will be happy to see other communities. It's not too late. The celebration of independence will go on until next year's celebration. So it's not too late to look at your community, look at your village, and see who we should recognize. Or even though you don't want to recognize them, but have something to educate the young people, this generation, of who grew up in your community and who really made a significant contribution, because we are here because of these people. And so we must say thanks, and we must show appreciation to them. Some of them may not be here today, but we could say through their family that we do appreciate what you have done for us in developing Grenada.
Well, I think that's a wonderful initiative, bringing back the community-focused groups and life around the country. If every community does that, eventually every community will be represented. For example, a forum like this where you come and you talk about the community of St. George Northeast. If, let's say, St. Patrick West, a community group of that nature is built or organized, then you can hear what's happening in let's say, Mount Craven or Davie, or so it eventually will highlight what's happening in the various communities, and so that way we can see Grenada moving forward with everybody, reaching out to everybody, and eventually the holistic picture will get painted.
Yes, and it only takes one person to start it, because this thing came from one idea. One person brought the idea. Where we are, with a committee about 15 persons sitting down and planning this thing. And I'm telling you, it is an event that people would love to come and see. It's a free event. It's at Spice Basket, February 2nd. Starts at 6:30 p.m. And we have cultural presentation. We have Comanchero Steel Orchestra. We have music by, we put together a choir from the entire Northeast to come and sing.
Wow.
From the different schools in the Northeast to come there and be singing for us and so on. And so we put up a program that we want to make sure that it will be a class program. And when people leave, when they leave that day, they will say, yes, we could do that in our community too. Also, I want to say to you and to the listeners that the Prime Minister will grace us with his presence. And so we are happy to know that the Prime Minister will be there with us to celebrate and these remarkable people from the Northeast. And also the Honorable Ron Redhead will be there. As you know, he's parliamentary representative for the area. He will be present. And we're looking forward to a great night of really fun and education. More than anything is education, to know people who from the Northeast and what they have done to the development.
Okay, well, I want to take the opportunity and wish you and the entire team of that committee all the best, and look forward for more initiatives like this from your group. And I hope the communities around the island can take an example or page from that book and start forming their own groups and letting their voices and their talents be heard and seen.
Yes, I do hope so, and I want to thank GBN and the other radio stations for promoting this activity for us. I want to thank the community more than anything else. The people that put the trust in me to lead them, and they are there with me. You cannot do it alone, so I want to thank them. I want to thank all the sponsors. Okay. The person who donate one plaque or 50 plaques, the person who donate $5, whatever it is, whatever sponsorship we got, we want to say thanks to them, and we really want to invite everybody to come and celebrate with us, these people, remarkable people who develop our communities.
Okay, well, thank you very much for sharing that with us, and all the best in your activity and the life of your committee. I look forward to hearing more great things from you all in the not too distant future. Let it be continuous and let it be contagious. Let it catch on, all right?
Thank you, and have a good one.
You too, my friend. Have a good one. Folks, I've been speaking there with Mr. Derek James. He is the chairman of the St. George's Northeast 50-50 Celebrations Committee, as he tells us about that activity that is coming up on the 2nd of February at the Spice Basket, where they are going to honor 50 representatives from that community. We take a commercial break. We'll be back after this. We have another guest that we will be talking with. Don't you go anywhere. It's 25 minutes on to 8 o'clock.
Your new Grenlec bill is even easier to read and still has all the valuable information you need to track and manage your usage.
Hey Mom, okay, your friendly tech support is here. So you got the new Grenlec bill? Let's take a look. The new bill makes it even easier to see your bill total, the due date, and much more. And take a closer look. It actually is a lot easier to understand. Let me show you. You can still see exactly what the charges are for, but in a great new format, it even shows how the cost of generating and delivering the electricity to you is calculated using your actual usage. And Mom, let Lucy know she can check out Grenlec's new Understanding Your Bill video. Anyway, look who says hi, and see you soon.
Your new Grenlec bill, easier to understand and easier to track your usage.
Served Grenada for decades, we are the #1 and largest electrical supplier.
Hi, welcome to Sunny Electrical. How may I help?
We offer electrical wire and accessories, tools, and appliances for all residential, commercial, and industrial applications, which is what we are known for. And we expanded our products with new innovative ways to modernize your home. New homeowners will be captivated in our lighting showrooms.
Some more pendant lights here. These are very multifunctional because they can work for kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms.
We have a wide selection of lighting, ranging from indoor to outdoor and solar. We are also available for site visit services to assist you with selecting the perfect light for your forever home. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grenada, St. George. Sudden Electrical. Best value, expert advice, quality products. We hope to see you soon.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners. It's 19 minutes on to 8 o'clock. I've got with me at this time a good friend. Wants to be a Grenadian, but he really can't lose. You know, this is one set of people the accent can't lose. I have a friend that I always talk to, my Bajan friend. Good morning, cheese on bread, man. What's wrong with you? Folks, I'm talking this morning with Pastor Ricardo Arlene. He's a member of PAWI, the Pentecostal Assemblies of Grenada. He pastors a Pentecostal church in Backstreet, Tempe area. Good morning, Pastor. How are you doing?
I'm well, drinking from the well.
Yeah,
never runs dry.
Never runs dry. Can't lose.
But the amazing thing, though, is that when I go to Barbados, they want to know where you're from.
Really?
Yes. They say, where you're from?
Yeah.
You see, and so when I told a couple guys I was talking to a couple of years ago, they said, where are you from? I said, I am from Barbados. I'm Bajan. Man, they start laughing.
Yeah.
They can't hear no Bajan.
I guess they're not listening carefully enough. Well, Bajan accent can't lose.
No, the Grenadian
mixing it.
It surfaces from time to time.
From time to time. Nonetheless,
I'm not. You're making me laugh too much. That's the only purpose I'm come here for.
That's the way we roll, man. That's the way we roll. So we're here again to talk about independence celebrations, of course, and from your church's perspective, what are you doing for the celebrations? I know you have a special event coming up.
Yes, but before we get to that, every year we do something quite as big as possible for independence. This is going on now for maybe 15, 20 odd years.
Okay.
All right. And so we believe that the church is integral part of what goes on in the nation. And we are called by God to pray for those who are in authority and to pray for the nation. And so this is not something that we're doing now. We always try to do something. But then I say, you know what? This is 50.
Yeah.
This is special. This is special.
Yeah.
So rather than doing it just in our local assembly, we're taking the celebration to Gateway Conference Center at Point Salines.
A wonderful facility there.
Yes.
Yeah, excellent facility.
Yes.
I had the opportunity of going to one of the plays put on by Miss Angela Jones.
Right.
What was it again? I can't remember the name now, but
right.
Excellent facility.
I think that there was the folks from the church in St. David.
Yes.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Faith Temple. And they're going to be a part of it.
Okay.
Because on the Thursday night, their worship team and also Joash Hosford will be featured as one of the special singers in that.
Okay.
But I will not be singing.
Okay. Well, then I'm not coming because I thought you were the featured artist and I'll come to hear you.
Well, then I will put myself on the bill. And then you might give me a bill.
Of course. So tell us what the activity is all about. What's the format or what can your patrons expect and so forth?
Right. It's 3 nights. 31st, 1st, and 2nd of February. 31st of January, 1st and 2nd of February. And so it is towards celebration, consecration, pure Grenada, as we believe God for Grenada. And as we celebrate 50, we are consecrated now for what is to come. Because we believe that no matter what we're faced, that God always has a word, and we want to believe God for a word to the nation. And so it will be several churches, different churches will be coming together with this celebration. All right. And our guest speaker is out of Dominica.
Okay. Wow.
Bishop Griffin Daniel. Those who know him know that when Bishop comes in, and this is not the first time that Bishop Daniel comes in. Some people call him Prophet Daniel. Because he operates very powerfully in the prophetic, in the word of knowledge, word of wisdom. It's amazing that all the years that we bring Griffin, he first came to Grenada in 1997. All right. And I think it was the same year he came to Grenada. So I'm now here 26 years, sir.
You're almost more Grenadian than me, man.
So I'm here. I've been here now half of the 50.
Yeah.
Half of the 50. So I did not know what took place maybe in the first 50 only by keeping in touch with the news, keeping in touch with radio. And there was always a gravitation towards Grenada. There was always a love to come Grenada.
Grenada is just a special place.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, it's just a special place.
And I don't think sometimes that we, notice what I'm saying, we as Grenadians.
You're trying hard.
We as Grenadians sometimes do not know what we have.
Okay.
So when a person comes from Trinidad, right? I've had several people come from Trinidad, guests and visitors, and they come to the home. They say, wait, but how come y'all don't have on lights outside in your yard? You look up all around, there's no lights. He said, where's the lights?
We don't need that.
No.
We don't need that.
The lights come from above.
Yeah. We don't need no lights.
Because of the security, because of the friendliness, and I can tell you, even I am, of course, Barbadian by birth. When I go to Barbados, of course, Bajans are lovely people, but the friendliness of Grenadians.
It's not the same.
No, not the same.
It's not the same.
No. And those are my Bajan counterparts hearing me, please. Don't
well, we have the Bajans are always on board with us. I spent 4 years in Barbados studying there, so I know.
UE?
No, it was
Community College,
CRTC, Computer Resource and Training Center. That was on Spry Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said that very nice, Spry Street.
Spry Street, yeah. So downtown Bridgetown was always my spot. Cape Shepherd and
Sheffet.
Sheffet. Well, yeah. I don't like the chicken though. It's nothing in comparison to us. But in any case, so this activity, is it a paid activity?
No, absolutely not.
Wow.
No, absolutely not. It's not paid. Of course, there is a payment towards hosting this event. Of course, there is a cost in bringing a speaker, making sure that everything, logistics, everything runs properly. I didn't have the time to pull a full committee together to say, listen, let's do this. It's late because we were planning only to have one session at our Back Street location, which would be on the Sunday morning, which is the 4th. And that was all in on stream. And then all of a sudden, I just felt so strong. No, this is 50. This is going to be bigger than let's say we can handle at our location, because our location has a limitation with parking and so forth. We can hold quite a few, but limitation with parking. I said, no, let's do something different. And so I just went ahead, start checking, and as I did it, I realized that there was a quite an open stream of doors that was open as I check it. So I said, let's go and see how we can go with this there. So hence the reason I'm here talking to a Bajan. I'm the Grenadian, you're the Bajan.
That's nice. And well, as I said, the Gateway Assembly Conference Room. That's how it's called?
Yeah, Conference Center.
Conference Center. It's
Point Salines.
It's a marvelous place. Very, very comfortable. Parking is no problem. The amenities are great. So I know it's going to be a fun-filled, inspirational, spiritual activity for the 3 nights. What's the format for the 3 nights?
Format for the 3 nights, our assembly worship team, we're going to take the first section, which might be about 10 minutes. We're doing the national anthem. And how we do it, of course, you have to stand attention.
Yes.
But then we move straight from the national anthem into All Hail King Jesus.
Okay.
Powerful. I mean, we go straight from one into the next. And with All Hail King Jesus, we don't stand attention now.
Okay.
We lift our hands.
All right. Okay.
So the anthem is we're healing and giving God thanks for the land.
Right.
But All Hail King Jesus, we go straight to give thanks to the Lord of the land.
Yes.
The Lord of Lords, who is going to be, we want him to bless the nation. A fresh and a more. So this meetings is about get some fresh grace, fresh anointing, a fresh move of the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
All right. And then there is a song that the Lord gave me several years ago. I can't sing well, but the Lord gives me a couple of songs every now and then, and it's a song on Grenada.
Okay.
God's revival empowering the nation against the devil's attack. So it goes, Grenada, God's revival empowering the nation. Grenada, God's revival empowering the nation. Grenada, God's revival empowering the nation to stand against the devil and all of his attacks.
They song like the mighty Gabby wrote that one. Okay, so you'll be doing that song, right?
No, absolutely not.
I'm disappointed. My bubble is bust.
No, my singers to do it. I normally get the songs and they do the singing.
Okay.
So my wife is a lot better than me in that regard, and the worship team. And so after we sing that, then the moderator comes on, and then we have different people who will lead in worship. So first night, the Gateway Assembly themselves, they're going to be leading us in worship.
Okay.
And we have some young upcoming dancers. Man, you'll be blessed to see those dancers.
That's something that is being integrated into the churches now, that some folks are a bit, skeptical about it. But I think as time changes, things change. Yeah. And the way I look at the Africans when they worship, and I'm like, oh my goodness, if we bring that in Grenada, so many of the elder folks would say, I'm not going back there.
Right. Well, it all depends on our thinking, how we have brought whether for our religious backgrounds and whatever. I'm quite a reserved person, but when I can get touch, and I can get,
When the Spirit moves, it moves.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Do what you want when the Spirit moves.
Exactly. So those dancers, they're going to be doing two specials during the 3 nights. First night, and then they're going to have a song of celebration on the last night.
Okay.
And the last night, there's a powerful song that we want to do, the blessing. God bless you and keep you, and we're going to release a blessing in that area, in that service, and also towards the nation. So we have also on the Thursday night, as I did mention, Faith Temple, Palm Rose, they're going to be doing the worship. All right, and they're also going to be having special. Joash Hosford is going to be doing special. Our worship team, not me, our worship team will do a special on that night. And then on a Friday night, we have Spice Worship.
Wow.
There's a powerful band.
Yeah.
And they're going to lead us in the worship on Friday night. All right. And now the thing about with Griffin Daniel coming in, we start at 7. We don't know when we're going to leave.
Oh, so there's not a cutoff point.
We don't know when we're going to leave.
Yeah.
And tell you the reason why we don't know when we're going to leave is because after Bishop Griffin preaches, the Holy Spirit starts to use him. So if you are there, he might call you up and tell you some stuff that nobody knows but you.
Right.
And I have seen that happen so oftentimes, that when he comes in to do ministry with us, especially people who are from other churches, other communities, all right, and we're looking for that people could come from all over the island, even though it's in the south. When there is something good going on, we want to be able to, get in there. And God uses him to speak into people's lives that somebody said, no. Who
told him that?
Yeah. That a couple years back, I won't call the particular politician, and he was in the service, and that time our location was at River Road, all right, and he called it this particular politician. Now everyone there knows what is going on. Griffin doesn't know what's going on, and Griffin starts to talk everything that's going on in the nation and in that man's life and what's going on in his constituency, and everyone says, oh my gosh, what's going on here tonight? And he always comes to the services once Griffin is in town, so
Mr. Politician, you have to be there.
I already sent the invitation.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know it's going to be a very successful event because Grenada, sometimes we say we're a Christian nation. Sometimes our actions do not, really show that at times. But deep inside, we are a Christian nation. We like these things.
Yeah.
And I do think that the event is, for the 3 nights, going to be, a jam-packed venue.
and once you're there, then you bring the crowd. So the messages are out, and what we're asking folks is that once you receive it on social media or whatever, just spread it, just pass it along.
Pass it on. Okay.
One of my good friends that I met just a couple of days ago. Well, he's my good friend, but we were talking a couple of days ago. He said, Pastor, don't worry. He just pressed the messages. He says, gone to 3,000 people.
Yeah.
On his VIP list.
That's
the power of media now.
Social media now.
Yeah.
Well, we are going to definitely do a part here at the GBN to ensure that, it gets all the mileage that we can give it. And at the end of it, Grenada benefits from it because a blessing is a blessing.
Yeah. So remember, the 31st, which is the Wednesday night, and then the first Thursday and the second the Friday. Okay. And the Friday, I can tell you, that's going to be one big, not that the other nights are going to be less than that, but that's going to be the final coming down.
It's going to be the pinnacle.
Oh, man. Yeah. So we're really trusting God, believing God for awesome things, great things, and that many a life, people who are not yet coming to the things of the Lord will come in.
Okay.
Those who need a revival will get a revival. Okay. And those who Bajan counterpart like you will even speak more Bajan.
Jeez, all right, what's wrong with you, man?
The Bible did say that they were all filled with the Holy Spirit and began to speak in other tongues. So they wouldn't talk about Bajan tongue right now, but you never know.
I wish you all the best, and I do know that the event will be a successful one. I cannot guarantee that I'll be there all nights, but I definitely will be there one of the nights.
I look forward to that.
Yeah.
All right.
Folks, thank you for joining us. And that's it. I've been speaking with Pastor Ricardo Aline as he invites us to that grand event coming up the 29th, 30th.
No,
the 31st.
Yes.
The first and the second. All right, 31st of January, the 1st of February, 2nd of February, at the Gateway
Conference Center. And we're asking the folks, as many people, we're coming looking, we're dressing in our Grenadian colors.
Okay. Lovely.
So you don't have to come dress up. You want to come with your jeans, come with your Grenada t-shirts, come with your flags. This is all about Grenada Caracon Petite Matinee as we celebrate 50 and trust God to be with us. God has brought us through so many things. Ivan brought us through so many different things. The COVID, let me mention what that COVID just very briefly. Do you know that our health sector was about to crash in Grenada?
Yeah.
And the church, the government asked the church, the government then asked the church to pray for the nation. And do you know, that weekend, there was a weekend that was given to prayer all across the nation. And God just came in and helped the nation, that the actual health sector did not collapse completely. So that's one of the things that
I know. I mean, you're telling me about God's movements, man. I know God, man. God keeps me alive. He wakes me up every morning.
Praise God.
So, and He keeps me through the day.
And He wakes you up. He keeps you for a purpose.
Yeah, definitely.
Let your light so shine.
Yes.
Before men, that they might see your good works and come and glorify the Father. Amen. And we need God afresh, because the Scripture tells us that if God doesn't build the city, the builder is in vain.
Labor is in vain.
If He doesn't watch over the city, the watchman watches in vain. And so we want God as we go forward. And this is not whether we are NNP, NDC, whichever thing.
That's irrelevant.
Exactly. We're all
denominations also.
Exactly. Exactly. We're all
knowing the guy upstairs.
We're all Grenadians. And we want God to do an awesome thing in our nation. So folks, God bless you.
All the time. Folks, we got to wrap it up. We've got to join the BBC. Thank you for being a part of the program this morning. I love you. And if the good Lord spare our lives, we'll do it again tomorrow. Same time, same frequencies, channels, and platforms. Stay blessed. Be positive. I love you. Bye-bye. The BBC is up next.
I'm a VIP. Vaccinated. I'm a VIP. I'm immunized.
I am VIP. I am vaccinated. I am immunized. I am protected. Our children and nation depend on vaccination for immunization. Childhood vaccination is national priority. It is their protection from disease and sicknesses. Let's all be VIPs and safeguard our beautiful Grenada. I am DJ Blackstorm and I am a VIP health champion. Be a VIP like me.
Let's all be VIP champions.
A message from the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs. Be a VIP Childhood Vaccination and Immunization Campaign in collaboration with UNICEF and the Pan American Health Organization.
Youth leaders and young people with big dreams, now is your time. We want you to be involved in Grenada's 50th anniversary of independence.
If you're between the ages of 14 and 30, you are invited to participate in the Youth Symposium. January 19th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Radisson Beach Resort.
We're bringing together the nation's sharpest young minds for a day of innovation, collaboration, and empowerment.
Registration is free, but space is limited. Visit the Grenada Tons 50 social media pages for the registration form or speak to your school's principal.
This is not just an event, it's a movement.
The Youth Symposium for Grenada's 50th independence. Let's make history together. Because in Grenada, I can, you can, we can.
So it begins, a journey like none other. Every moment has the potential to be unforgettable. Bring home a piece of the tropical green forest with every emerald. Capture the sparkling light of flawless water in a diamond. Make the sunrise and sunsets last forever. With precious colored gemstones, the essence of happiness is in our most precious memories. So, when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will last forever. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.